You know what stings more than a harsh breakup? When someone you care about simply goes silent, no explanation, no goodbye. One day they are all warmth and laughter, and the next, nothing. Your messages sit on read, calls fade into the void, and your mind. It starts staring itself apart trying to figure out what went wrong. But here is the part no one tells you. Being ignored is not just silence. It feels like judgment, like someone quietly decided you were not worth the words. Most people think the answer is to fight for their attention, to prove you matter. But what if the strongest move is no move at all? Your mind does not just wander, it prints. You scroll back through conversations, wondering if a joke came off wrong, if you texted too soon, too late, too much. You tell yourself not to overthink, but every moment of silence feels louder than it should. The phone becomes a spotlight, making you the main act in a play you never signed up for. Then the question sneaks in, what did I do wrong? But here is the hard truth no one warns you about. That question is not really about them. It is about you. Because when someone ignores you, it does not just feel like absence, it feels like rejection. The kind you cannot confront because it never announces itself. And this is where things get dangerous. You start turning their silence into a verdict on your worth. You assume you failed some invisible test, that their quiet is proof you are not enough. But what if that story is not true? What if the problem is not you, but what you are making their silence mean? This is where Stoic philosophy steps in, not as a set of tricks to win them back, but as a lifeline that steadies you when the emotional floor drops out, because the goal is not to get a reply. It is to stop needing one. And in a world where unanswered messages can feel like punishment, being unshaken, that calm, grounded presence that does not chase, might just be the quietest, most powerful move you can make. Part 1. Pause before you react. When someone starts ignoring you, your brain immediately screams one thing: fix this. You feel that pull to text again, send a meme, throw out a just thinking of you message, not because you are calm, but because you are uncomfortable. You want the silence to end. But here is the catch. Most emotional mistakes happen in those first few panicked moments. When you act out of fear, every message is a plea for reassurance. It is not connection. It is desperation dressed up as effort. The Stoics had a name for this: a failure of discipline. Discipline is not just about lifting weights or waking up early. It is about creating a gap between what you feel and what you do next. Epictetus said it best. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The Stoic upgrade to that idea is to pause long enough to choose a reaction you are proud of. So when your mind screams, say something, do not. Let the discomfort rise and fall. Sit with it without letting it dictate your next move. Because the second you start chasing to ease the panic, you hand over control of your emotions, and in Stoicism, losing control of yourself is the worst kind of loss. Part 2. To stop measuring your worth by her attention. The truth is, being ignored hurts because you were using her as a mirror. Every quick reply made you feel wanted. Every warm message made you feel safe. And when she went silent, it felt like your value vanished with her. But your self-worth should never be a reflection of someone else's behavior. If you only feel calm when she replies, only feel attractive when she flirts, you have outsourced your peace to someone else's mood. That is emotional slavery, and it is self-betrayal. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. That includes texts left on read. You do not control who stays consistent, but you control what you attach your worth to. So instead of asking, why is she ignoring me? Ask, why does her silence shake me this much? That is the first step to becoming steady no matter who stays, who leaves, or who drifts away. And ironically, that kind of grounded energy is what truly draws people in. Part 3. Do not try to win her back, win yourself back. Most advice out there tells you to play games, ignore her back, flip the power dynamic. But that is not strength, it is just another form of chasing. A Stoic does not try to outmaneuver someone pulling away. He comes back to himself. He asks, am I showing up in a way I respect? Why am I begging for attention from someone who is not offering presence? Because here is the truth no one tells you. Even if you win her back, you lose. You will always fear the day she disappears again, living on eggshells, measuring every word. That is not connection, it is prison. The real win is remembering you never needed her attention to be whole. That kind of strength does not control anyone else. It frees you from needing to. And that is the kind of calm, quiet power you can actually trust. Part 4. Accept that silence is a message. Sometimes silence really is the answer. It is not a test, not a puzzle. Not a mistake waiting to be fixed. It is simply what no one had the courage to say out loud. But the mind hates this truth. It craves closure, a reason, a line you can point to and say, this is why it ended. Yet the people who disappear are often the least able to explain their own behavior. There is no secret scheme, just discomfort, that somehow gets handed to you. Stoicism teaches you not to decode silence like it is sacred scripture. You do not need to invent excuses to protect your pride. People drift, people lose interest. People choose distraction over presence. Painful as it feels, their choice is not a verdict on your worth, it is a reflection of theirs. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." If you keep begging for more attention than someone wants to give, the lack is not in what you are receiving, it is in expecting abundance from the wrong source. When someone shows you they do not want to be present, do not plead, do not chase, do not waste your life trying to bring back what is already gone quiet. Accept, adjust. Because your peace will always be worth more than there may be. Part 5. Walk away without the drama. It sounds strong in theory, but when you actually do it, it feels like loss. Like defeat, like you are giving up too soon. But walking away is not weakness, not when it is done from clarity. Someone ignoring you has already drawn the boundary. Walking away simply means you are honoring it. You do not need a dramatic goodbye or a perfectly crafted speech. Stoic strength is quiet, it is choosing to stop participating in something that ended emotionally long before you admitted it, and you are allowed to feel sadness, confusion, even grief. Stoicism never said do not feel. It said do not let feelings rule you. You can hurt and still choose dignity. You can care and still leave without bitterness. Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Apply that here. Waste no more time arguing how someone should treat you. Treat yourself better and act accordingly. Because what you are really walking away from is not a person, it is the pattern of begging for proof that you are already valuable. Leaving that pattern does not just protect your peace, it gives you your life back. Part 6. Detachment does not mean indifference. Many people misunderstand Stoicism, thinking being detached means feeling nothing. That is not strength, it is shutdown. True detachment is caring without clinging, loving without losing yourself, and hoping without demanding a specific outcome. It is the power to say, I valued this connection, while also saying, I will not betray my peace waiting for someone who is not choosing to be here. You do not erase memories or pretend it meant nothing. You simply loosen your grip because you know your future is not built by trying to rewind the past. And if they ever return, you can listen, but from clarity, not need. This quiet strength takes practice, but it is the foundation of a stable, grounded life. Part 7. Rebuild your focus on what you can control. This is the heart of Stoicism. When someone ignores you, it is easy to keep checking your phone, drafting messages you never send, replaying what went wrong. But your energy belongs with you, not in chasing silence. Shift it back to your own life. Work on your craft, your health, your friendships. Walk, breathe. Remember the things you loved before this spiral began. Live with intention, not reaction. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, my peace is my responsibility. Every time you choose yourself calmly, without bitterness, you become stronger, not louder, not colder, just more aligned. And in that alignment you become someone whose value does not fluctuate with who notices it. You become unshakable. If you are feeling this pain, know it is not weakness. Caring is not weakness. Wanting connection is not weakness. But your strength begins with what you do next. Sooner or later, you realize this situation is no longer about her. Real confidence does not come from being wanted. It comes from being at peace even when you are not. The Stoics were not teaching people how to avoid pain. Even if someone ghosts you, you do not chase. Take the harder path, the quieter one. The path where you stop needing closure, Stop defining yourself by who stays or leaves.